hive cluster is under attack.
Live for the swarm.
Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, gonna be a Patreon cast for those of you who support me on Patreon.com, for at least $1 a month. I appreciate your support, and you can see this 1 month before anybody else. So if you're watching this on Patreon, I do appreciate you. And if you're watching this on the YouTube channel in, let's see, May of 2023 or later, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. I'm here 6 times a week with StarCraft Brood War content. Bottom right, it's going to be a guy. It's Queen. You know him. In the bottom left, it is another guy. You know him. It is Flash. We got Sulky watching. We've got Sorry watching, who's actually Royal. Amazing. So 2 incredible players watching this game, trying to pick up tips, trying to figure out how to play like Flash, how to play like Queen. Maybe Sulky picking up tips from Queen here. And a little bit of a proxy here from Flash on the opening here on Polypoid. We got Terry the Overlord moving out. That's right, Terry. That's what we've got here today, is you scouting the wrong direction. But that's okay. You get to see an Ursidon, which is really fun. What up, Ursidon? Has already been injured. Who hurt you, Ursidon? Who caused you pain? Ugh. He'll be fine, though. Critters don't regenerate their health, though, so he's just going to be permanently at 9 health out of 60 for a while. Till he dies, or he takes more damage. Anyway, what do we got here? Nothing nuts. I mean, it's going to be some marine pressure for sure. Oh, and it's a hatch first here from Queen, too. So we've got Proxy Ratchs versus Hatch First, which is never good for the Zerg player. This has got to be a bunker, right? So Drone says, okay, SCV coming on down this way. Is that suspicious at all, Mr. Drone? I don't know that it is. Okay, Marine up this early. We got to pull the drones. That's it. That is a pull the drones situation, friends. How many drones are you going to pull? Well, it's entirely up to Queen. Let's see what he wants to do. Getting a pull down. This drone's going to come to the fight. This drone's going to come to the fight. This drone's probably going to come to the fight. Not pulling all of them, but really trying to make sure a bunker doesn't happen in this general area. So that drone scout was humongous for Queen. And it's going to keep him alive. That's the thing about proxies. Any kind of proxy, any kind of early pool shenanigans, you can definitely... I mean, you're going to survive it more easily if you see it coming. Which is why you drone scout. Which is why you SCV scout. Which is why you probe scout, right? If it's good enough for the pros. This is some really sick micro, though. Okay, so all the Marines are dead. Drones probably should just head back home at this stage. I think we're going to be fine. There's Lings on the way. Yeah, everything's all right. Creep going to push out past the point where a bunker can actually hit the hatchery anyway. There's Lings here to fight against any attempts to throw up a bunker. Everything's fine. So Flash's early attempt at a proxy. Not entirely a failure. What was that? 4 drones killed, maybe 5. It's a decent number of drones dead in that situation. I think Queen was a little bit careless with him. He should have sent the injured one home. Well, injured ones home when they were low on that HP there, but he didn't and lost them. So, 4 Lings versus 3 Marines. Not great for the Zerglings. There we go. 4 Marines now. 1-to-1 ratio was terrible for the Lings, especially kind of out in the open here, and especially when there's no speed. So, that's not happening. But everything's cool here in Zergville. He's got 14 drones, which is nice. Flash is barely starting his second base. Trying to not to get supply blocked here, but no other further tech coming in from either player. Just Lings, SCVs, lair timing. There it is. So he's going to go for the Muta stuff, which is fairly standard, obviously, in TVZ these days especially. Oh, and Flash says, oh, you're going to try to tech up quickly. How about we shut this down? Thinking about it anyway. At least feinting that he's going to move out a little bit. But really worried about the Lings getting a slip-in run-by past him here, I guess. So bringing the Marines back home. That is a pretty... I mean, it's a chunky group of Marines here. They don't have any upgrades at all. But, I mean, they're still pretty mean with their guns and their range. And their halfway decent speed right out of the box. Not as good as it is with Stim, obviously, but, you know. tis what it is. Metabolic boost coming in the follow-up. Macro hatch coming in here too. Second gas is being taken. So this feels like about a 9 Mutalisk opening. Maybe 10, 11, something like that. Feels like a pretty solid commitment here from Queen. Muta's going to allow him to get his third base up. We know how this works. We know how ZVTs are. This started out a little bit more aggressive than some usually do. But other than that, it's been pretty darn normal, if I do say so myself. So like I said, I'm on Patreon. You can support me there. You can become a member of the channel here on YouTube if you support YouTube more than you support Patreon, which some people feel that way. I've got over 100 members now, which is great. Thanks to some really nice support. People gifting memberships during live streams on Sunday, which is really fun. But yeah, for as little as a couple bucks a month, you can support the channel directly here on YouTube. Also, PayPal is another option if you want to donate to me directly, keep the channel going. PayPal is actually the way that the most of your money goes directly to supporting the channel, right? Patreon takes a cut, YouTube takes a cut. Pretty much everything that you're going to use as an official like donation platform is going to take their cut because they need their money to run their platform. PayPal, no, though, for whatever reason. I mean, they take a little bit, but they take far, far, far less than anybody else does. Maybe it's like a few cents. 50 cents, something like that. Anyway, I guess it's a ratio of how much you're donating as well. But yo, okay, that was some sick Marine micro from Flash. What else do we expect from this guy? Just pow, 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 pow. Now it's time for Sunkens. Probably 3. There you go. 8 mutas on the way with a 9th one now. Yep, there we go. So 9 mutas in production. This is a timing that can be pretty vulnerable for a Zerg player when they just sunk all of their cash into Mutalisks. But that's what the Sunkens are for, is to keep them alive during this time. Looks like an SK Terran opening here from Flash. He might transition into mech. He might not. We'll have to keep an eye on that one for sure. So the mutos are out and about. Alright, turrets are up. Marines are trying to fight in here, though. Trying to get that Muta stacking trick to work out for Queen here. He's lost a Mutalisk, but he's killed a bunch of SCVs. He's killed a bunch of Marines. The Marine count is not having a good time with this. Marines, I think, just tried to bust in here, but 4 Sunkens is enough to shove that away. That's enough of a commitment for sure. More Mutas coming in to replace the ones that have died. I like it. Okay, this is, wow, this is a complete shutdown of the natural base by Queen. Lost another Mutalisk, but that's okay. Dude, this is a 1-basing Terran right now. The SCVs are off the line. There are no turrets in this mineral line. I don't even think they got killed. I just think there weren't any turrets here. Flash playing it a little bit carelessly, risking it. Wow, SCV count is now 29. It's 26 drones. Any sign of a third base from Queen. If there was, I'd feel pretty good about it from him. But instead of going for a Hydralisk Den, maybe to go for some lurker pressure here. That'd be pretty nice. Dude, this is Soma-esque levels of Mutalisks right now. Queen has decided he's going to win this thing straight up with Mutas. Although he does have the Hydra Den, so lurkers are probably in the future. This is not exactly Soma. But my gosh, this is insane. Look at him using the splash, the bounce, the glaive worm bounce off of those supply depots to kill Marines. That is such a sick move here by Queen. I think I've told this story like 100 times on the channel, but man, back in the days when StarCraft was coming out, but it wasn't out yet, and all we had was gaming magazines, and like there were a couple websites that kind of had stuff about StarCraft. It was like, I mean, this is 1997, like proto-internet stuff. Maybe not super proto, but you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, like I'd found out from somewhere that about the Mutalisk, and I was telling my friends, like, and there's this flying unit that's really fast, and it shoots this worm, and it bounces up to 3 targets. It's so sweet, and they were like, wow. Ah, good times. Good times when StarCraft was just, you know, theoretical. No one had ever played it yet. Good times for sure. Evolution Chamber, Queen's Nest. Dude, no third base here. This is all in, man. Queen is going for it, and I don't know if it's going to work out for him. Flash is what? keep waiting him. Oh, just getting a factory up. I was waiting for a radiate to start, but he's not even on starport tech yet. He's a little bit behind on that one. Mutaflock. Yeah, see, the Mutaflock is great, but once the range upgrade for Marines is there, once they have stim, once they have attack upgrades, it starts getting a lot harder for the Mutas to get damage done here. Oh, there's a third base. I'm a liar. Queen does have a third base. I don't know for how much longer he's going to be able to have it. That lurker aspect just got started. And Flash is making a beeline up there, but the Mutas and Lings are trying to delay, keep these guys from getting up to that top right. Because these Hydras want to turn into lurkers, but they can't until that lurker aspect upgrade is complete. And this is a race against... What? No, it finished. Oh, that was just lurkers being produced. Oh, okay. So never mind. Lurker was being produced somewhere, and it showed up, and I thought it was lurker aspect coming in. But, dude, Queen figured it out. Queen was like, no, we got this. So this one is going to just disappear on... Yeah, lurker disappears, but 2 more are up here. Good. Lurker spine. We still trying to come up against... Yes, we are. We're up the ramp. Flash just bull rushes his way up here. Queen desperately trying to Ling Muta his way to shut this down, and he does. Wow, what a reversal there. The lurkers got in time, and then Flash busted up the ramp anyway, and then Queen showed up with Muta's Lings. Shut that down. Guess who's got more where that came from, though? Flash does. Only 1 lurker on the high ground is not enough to prevent him from trying it entirely, but the Muta sticking around is problematic. They don't have any upgrades. Holy Greater Spire, Batman. Okay, this is a weird game for sure. I can see why RJB sent this one in. This is an RJB replay, as I think they're largely all going to be for the next little while here, because he sent me a lot of replays, and I'm going to try to get through them all. Because if it's an RJB replay, you know it's good. Dude, Flash's army just got wiped. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, it's 51 and 35 workers. Flash is up. He's having a great economic situation here. Doesn't have a third base yet, though. He's killed a lot of Mutalisks and a lot of Lings, but preventing Queen from getting a third base did not happen. Plus, Consume's on the way. Now there's going to be Lurkers and Lings with Consume against your heavily Marine army. Not going to go particularly well, I would say. Radiate. Radiate done? I think a Radiate's done, because Science Vessels are being produced. I guess the Science Vessels provide permanent detection in addition to the Irradiate, but usually Irradiate's like the first thing you do when that Science Vessel completes if you're going SK Terran, which, you know, Flash is doing. 3 Guardians being produced, because, I mean, Devourers aren't going to have a lot of value here against SK Terran. I guess you could try to snipe Science Vessels with them, but whatever. Yeah, this is a very classic. All I have left after my Muta attacks are 3 Mutalisks. They're all pretty injured. Let's turn them into Guardians and harass the 3rd or the natural base of the Terran. Something we see quite a bit. It usually doesn't get a lot done. Oh my gosh, Irradiate is being researched now. Fair enough, I suppose. Drop attempt happens up here. Gets shut down by a Lurker Ling. Not the greatest of times. And Guardians are showing up, and they're going to wander into that missile turret range. See, Guardians outrange turrets, but they are stupid, and they will drift ever so slightly just in range of a turret and die to them. Pull back. Pull. Ah! Queen, no. He's too busy worrying about this drop. He just lost 2 Guardians to missile turrets. Wraith in production to deal with this last Guardian. Why not? But, dude, Flash is down. Again, full evacuation of the natural base. Full evac. Okay, he needs to win now. Like, that's it. He's got 2 minutes to kill a base. Maybe kill 2 bases, because otherwise I think he's toast. Nice Scourge control, as usual, from Flash here. But I say that, and then he immediately loses one of his Science Vessels. Yep. That makes sense. No 4th base for you, Queen. The 3rd base is coming up here left side as well from Flash, so that's good. Alright. So Flash killing that 4th, getting a 3rd base of his own, retaking his natural. It's not as bad as it was a couple of minutes ago. So he did what he needed to do. He was in a dire position, but he forced the issue, got over there, shut down that 4th. Had a nice day. Adrenal's going to finish soon. Plague's coming in, and Ultralisk Cavern has been started too for our Zerg player, and here it is. Had to kill one of his own Sunken so his units can get out of here, which is always fun. $113 to 75 supply here for Flash. These gets absolutely scouted, Batman. Absolutely scouted. I mean, yeah, there's just lings all over the map. There's overlords perched in places. Getting a drop off unscouted here against Queen is not going to happen. At least not anytime soon. Yeah, look at how much blue there is. This ling here is particularly just account for just sea drops that are coming. He's just patrolling along this little lonely stretch of dirt. Dark Swarm forces away. A Consume, fine. Consume catches a Science Vessel, which is probably a fair enough target. Even if all you plague is a single Science Vessel, that's probably fine. Yeah, this has been pretty non-stop, man. Lurker's getting some free hits off. Detection provided, but Science Vessel's going down again. Another Defiler shows up. Do we want to try to plague this group? Plaguing that Science Vessel would be sick, but it's way running, so we're just going to Dark Swarm there instead. Yeah, just little groups of lings all over the place. Fourth base is now up from Queen. Third base is rolling with a single Adrenal Ling. Causing some problems for Flash, but really not all that much. Defensive Matrix Marine is up. Scourge, there you go. Getting shot out of the sky before connecting on those Science Vessels. Got Chitinous Plating on the way for the Ultralisks that are in production right now. 123 to 96 supply. Lings are at 1 armor, no attack. Marines are at 2-2. Firebats added to the mix, as you always do in SK Terran against a Ling Ultra type strategy, especially before the Ultras come out, is adding those Firebats. Really nice. No Defilers in town here. Okay. Scourge connecting on a Science Vessel, but Firebats wiping those Lings out. Defiler gets killed too. This fourth base is going to die. If the third base goes down too, Queen is in an immense amount of trouble. Ultralisk pops out. I love the Firebat versus Ultralisk aesthetic because it never works for the Firebats. Tough times for those guys, but they are willing to stand in there and tank some damage, dude. Another Science Vessel goes down. This is just not great. This is what I like to call not great. Flash is usually so much better at keeping his Science Vessels alive, but this is a bit more of a recent game because it's Queen and it's Polypoid. And so Flash, you know, not quite the abject terror he was from like 2000 and what? Like 04 to 12. But he's doing pretty good here, I gotta say. Again, losing the Science Vessels sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, killing Ultras with Marines. A good feeling for every Terran player to have. Scourge dying there, too. These Lings not taking advantage of the Dark Swarm. This guy gets left out in the cold. Fourth base gets killed again. So, yeah, even base count to even base count right now, it really feels like... Flash has got this thing economically, and that's a lot of what StarCraft is. This Ling Ultra stuff kind of winning on the other side, trying to get up this ramp against a Dark Swarmed Ling ramp. Not going to go well, especially because there are no Firebats left in this group. So, wait, hold on. Flash flipping it on its head. Okay, boxer maneuver all over the place up here at the third base of Queen. Worker count 32 to 56 SCVs, but Lings and Ultras are free inside your main base. That's never good. That is, in fact, always bad. And with Dark Swarm support, I'm really surprised he didn't go after this mineral line rather than trying to get into the main base. Queen's choices here seem a little bit questionable. Nice Dark Swarm there, too. Anything outside of Dark Swarm is getting shredded by these 3 attack, 2 armor Marines. The Ultras are at 5 armor and +1 attack, doing 21 damage per attack here. Nice Plague. We know about Ultras and Plague Marines, don't we? Especially with the Dark Swarm. Flash has got to pull back. This is crazy. This is a crazy good game. Wow. RJB was not wrong. This has been low econ. Science vessels have died. Ultras have died all over the place. A huge huge swell of reinforcing Lings showing up here. Ultralisk irradiated, not the Ling's best friends. Good pulling that guy away. Natural base of Flash not in the best position. Ultralisk inside your mineral line. Okay, he was almost dead. The irradiate didn't really do too much damage to those SCVs, I suppose. Yo. Third base under attack. Only a bunk. Okay. Third base dying for Flash is game, man. He cannot do this without it. These Lings still only have the +1 attack. They're working on +2, but it's going to be a while. Lings jumping right on top of those Marines. The gas gets killed at the third base. Here from Flash, he does clean the attack up, but losing that refinery kind of sucks. He does want the gas for more and more science vessels. They are the key to this whole thing, right? Marine Medic Firebat is never going to beat Zerg without the support of Irradiate, without the support of spellcasting, because spellcasting is insanely good. You know how this works. I know how this works. Defiler alone gets a nice plague off in revenge for his future death. Lings trying to get more damage done here in the third base. This is scrappy. This is so scraptastic. Lings all over the place. Ultras all over the place. Reinforcing Lings show up. Can't deal with this number of Marines. Science vessel down, but another one is still in its place. Boxer maneuvering the crap out of everything here at the third base again. Science vessels taking down a bunch of drones, but also Scourge taking down a bunch of science vessels as well. So irradiate on these Lings to soften them up. This fourth base looks like it's going to be in trouble again at 122 to 59 supply. I think Flash has done it, ladies and gentlemen. He's only at 126 supply, but by golly, I think he's pulled it out. I don't want to caster curse it. God, another science vessel died. This is like the most science vessels I've ever seen die in a Flash game in my entire life. This is nuts. All right, Dark Swarm up. Nidus Canal does what it does, trying to keep this third base alive here. Another great Dark Swarm comes up. This group coming up. Snipes the Nidus. Easier to deal with the Sunkens once you've got the upgrades and the stim. And I think this might just be it for Queen. Another good Dark Swarm, but you can't Dark Swarm everything. At least you can't right here. Marines getting behind that mineral line. Enough Lings to shut it down? The answer is maybe no. God, these Rambo Marines back here. 5 kills, 10 kills on these two guys. It's absolute chaos and pandemonium back behind the mineral line. Drones are dying. 15 kill Marine. Science vessels coming in and radiating everything. Dark Swarm is up. More Lings getting behind that mineral line would be sick. But reinforcing units from Flash are coming in. Lings and Ultras trying to get damage done on the other side of the map as well. But drones transferring into an absolute war zone. Dark Swarm is keeping those alive, but not against the Boxer maneuver. Drone count down to 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Science vessel goes down, but the drone count has been obliterated. 7 workers remaining for Queen. 132 supply to 25 in favor of Flash, and that is your ball game, ladies and gentlemen. GG. Wow. 16 kill Marine in this group. That guy behind the mineral line with his buddy. Just the 2 dudes from Contra hanging out, trying to kill whatever they can back behind that mineral line. Killed a bunch of workers and Lings, a Defiler there too. Yo. What a great game. And Flash once again proves you can beat Ling Ultra Defiler with SK Terran, man. Just radiates, boxer maneuvering. You have to be elite with your splits on your Marines. You got to react to Dark Swarms immediately, but you can do it. It's not easy, but Flash can pull it out. So yeah, every Terran fan was like, man, this is such a hard strategy to deal with when you're going SK Terran. But they also said, it's Flash. He knows how to do this stuff. And he's right. He does. Wow, that was a great ZVT. Thanks for sending it again, RJB. Check him out at youtube.com/@RJB. Man, I am tired. But let's go to check out the final score here. You know RJB's URL. At RJB_TV. All right, 142,000 points from Flash, 138 here from Queen. Outproducing the Terran player, but out killing the Zerg player by more. We've got resources, 40,000 total spent here from Queen. We got 38,000 spent from Flash, but outspending Flash by 2,000 minerals in a ZVT in 23 minutes is not quite enough. Just all over the place, man. Oh. That was good. Like, as a Zerg player, I'm not incredibly happy with that, but as a Flash fan, you just got to tip your cap and be like, yeah, that's what he does. He wins. He wins on ZVTs. There's somebody in the chat who's been keeping track of Flash's record on my channel since I started casting Brood War back in 2016. So, got to be pretty good. Still a pretty good record, man. All right. Très bien. That was great, and that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered in a Patreon cast. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw, what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.